Welcome to morning yoga. Today's practice is going to be an immune building practice where we really focus on gently massaging the lymph nodes and working into the lymphatic system. So we'll use more forward folds, twists. You'll notice more focus on the neck area and in the belly area and opening up the armpits, all place where our lymph nodes live. And if we keep those moving and massaged, then we'll clean out the lymphatic system and boost our immunity. So today's practice is all about that. So settle in someplace comfortable and we'll get started. All right, so join me on your mat. We'll start in a seat, sit up tall. And the first note about the lymphatic system and cleaning that out is deep pranayama breath. So nice, deep inhales through the nose, exhales out the nose. So let's start by taking a deep breath in through the nose, taking a little more air at the top, then open the mouth and sigh it out. Let's take one more like that, just to smooth out the breathing. Inhale through the nose, a little more, open the mouth, sigh it out. Feel yourself settle into the mat. And now we'll close the close the mouth and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking just a few breaths here to notice what you brought to the mat today. Feel the chest rise on the inhale and feel more firmly planted on the exhale. Start to smooth out the breath, lengthening the inhale, and then emptying completely on the exhale. From here, we're going to start simply connecting the breath and the movement. So on the inhale, let's flip the palms. On the inhale, sit up tall. On the exhale, again, settle in. And we'll start to move the torso in slow circles. So just matching the breath and the movement in a way that feels natural to you. And we're going to move really gently today. You don't have to really push hard to engage those lymph nodes. So we're just going to move really slow. You find your inhales and exhales where they make sense. Starting to widen this torso circle. Feeling into the side bodies, nice stretch. Be really gentle and make this smooth. No pushing or straining. When you're ready, we'll take it in the opposite direction. Again, maybe starting small and then growing the circles. Might even start to incorporate the shoulders and the armpits. This can feel really good in the morning as you're starting to warm up the spine. A couple more breaths. Going back to those smooth inhales and exhales. And then find center. We'll take a little twist. So left hand on the right knee, right hand behind the hips. Inhale, sit tall. Gaze goes over the right shoulder first. So you've got a nice twist here. On an inhale, keeping everything below the neck static, let's look over the left shoulder. Keeping your head right here, looking over the left shoulder, let the exhale smooth your shoulders down your back. Feeling that little tug in the neck. Inhale, gaze goes back over the right shoulder. Let's hold here. Letting the exhales relax your shoulders. Inhale, look over the left shoulder. A slight movement in the neck. Inhale, look back over the right shoulder. Enjoy the exhale. Inhale back to center. Let's take it to the other side. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind the hip. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist and gaze over the left shoulder. Hold here, just a breath. Then inhale, gaze goes over the right shoulder. Enjoy the exhale. Let the shoulders relax. Inhale, look over the left shoulder. Take that just a couple more times on your own. Tapping back into the breath. Each exhale, letting you sit more firmly into the mat. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to neutral, just unwinding. And here, let's just take some smiley face with the nose. So move from the nose up to the right, chin into the chest, nose to the left. So these half circle smiley faces, slow, controlled, easy. Maybe you find an inhale going one direction and a full exhale going the other direction. Nice deep inhales and exhales. If you want some full circles, go ahead and take them, but let's keep the nose forward so we're not crunching the neck. Maybe take one way and then one the other way. We'll find neutral and come to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we'll set everything everything up parallel lines. So hand, knee, top of the foot. Then inhales, lift the chin and the chest and the tail, opening the chest to the sky. Exhale, curl the chin into the chest, tuck the tailbone, back up to the sky. Nice and slow, move really easy and link this with your breath. Take a few more of these on your own, your pace. Really put your attention on your neck. As we stimulate these lymph nodes and a massage in the belly as you move your spine. And find neutral. And we'll take the gaze over the right shoulder, bump the hips to the left. Nice big C shape here for 2 deep inhales and exhales. Inhale back to center and take it to the left. Gaze goes over the left shoulder, hips to the right. Inhale back to center. And we'll take the hips all the way back to the heels. Send the arms out wide. Bring the elbows toward the sides of the mat. Big fingers to touch so you're like in a diamond shape. And then exhale, relax the hips towards the heels. Maybe you can feel this massage on your belly as your thighs and your abdomen come together. Couple breaths here. Two more breaths. Inhale back up to table, and we'll slide the elbows out a little bit. We're coming into puppy. So parallel elbows, your hip points are over your knees, and then we'll start to bring the chest to the ground. Maybe you have to walk your elbows out a little closer to the front edge of the mat. Dropping your chin, you can bring your forehead to the mat. And here we're just breathing into the armpits, the shoulders, the hips. Trying to keep the hips stacked over the knees. Let gravity and the exhales bring your chest closer to the ground. Again, breathe into the shoulders. I'm here for a good 5 more exhales. Nice deep exhales. take one more full cycle of breath. Then we'll start to bring ourselves back to tabletop. And from table, we're going to come into a down dog, really easy. So curl the toes, bend into the knees deeply, lift them off the mat, send the hips to the sky, deep bend in the knees, and then start to straighten the legs. Maybe bending deep into one leg and then the other. Sending a little weight into each hip. So we're just getting a nice stretch in the calves, the back of the leg. Look forward. We're going to step the left foot between the hands and just come down into kneeling on the right knee. And let's take this low lunge here, really diving deep forward. You're supported with your hands on the mat, but deep dive into the hip flexor, into the knee. And then exhale, start to straighten the left leg so your hips are going back towards your heels. Doesn't have to straighten all the way. And then exhale, lunge in again. Really slow, take a couple breaths here. We want to move gently into these joint areas. Exhale. Again, we're massaging, gently opening those lymph nodes, activating that system so we can remove toxins from our body and boost our immunity. One more time, straighten the left knee and then lunge into it. When you're ready, we'll stack the knee over the ankle and inhale up to kneeling, sort of a kneeling crescent here. Bring the hands into heart center, and you could stay right here, or we're going to take a gentle twist. So right elbow to left knee. Leveraging that elbow against the leg. Gaze goes up over the shoulder. Press the hands together. This is pretty wobbly. Few breaths here, enjoying this deep, deep twist in the abdomen. Two more breaths. Inhale back to center, and we'll unwind, come into table. Shake the hips left to right, and then the right foot's going to come between the hands. We'll enjoy this deep lunge first, so leaning forward into the hip crease, and then exhale, straightening the right knee, hinge forward. Take this at your own breath measure. If you find a juicy spot, feel free to stay there and enjoy it. We're just slowing down and moving really kindly in our body. When you're ready, we'll find kneeling crescent, coming up on our knee, hands into prayer, and we'll take this twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. We'll be here for a few breaths. Gaze goes over the right shoulder. Press the hands together. Send some exhales out through the abdomen. Give you a little deeper twist. Even if you don't notice it, except for in your mind, that's okay. Really activating through that twist. Two more breaths. Drop the shoulders. Let them relax away from the ears. Inhale back to center. Hands frame the foot. Come back to kneeling. Let's send the hips back for a little child's pose here. A few breaths. Come back to the deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Let the breath move your belly in a way that it gets that gentle massage against the thighs. Exhale out the shoulders. Feel the armpits relax. All right, we're going to come into down dog. Take your time getting there. Again, I like that nice keeping your knees bent as you lift the hips and then straightening the legs. Rock the hips side to side. And we're going to take a slow walk to the front of the mat, but the feet will be wide. So the feet will come behind the wrists and then maybe a little wider. So inhale, let's find a half lift. Long, flat back, maybe hands are on the thighs or the waist. Send the hips to the back of the mat, crown of the head to the front, long neck. Tip the chin in a little bit. Then exhale, pull the belly button up and in, and exhale, forward fold. Nice forward fold inversion here. Another great way to stimulate the lymph nodes. Maybe find opposite elbows and you can sway side to side. Take a few extra breaths here, just getting the full effects of the gravity and some time. Each exhale, maybe send your crown closer to the mat. Oh, feel that stretch in the shoulders. Nice. Let's take both hands to the ground, bend deep into the left knee, and we'll spin the right hand to the sky. Nice twist in our forward fold. And switch hands. Bend into the right knee. Left hand goes to the sky. A few breaths here. Exhale, bring the left hand to the ground, and then we're going to slowly roll up to standing, bringing the arms overhead in a volcano. So palms are facing each other. Spread the fingers wide. Let's bring the feet in just a little bit so that they're about hips width apart. And we're going to side bend to the right and then lean forward to the right corner of your mat just a little bit. We'll swoop across the front of the mat to the left corner and then exhale to the left up to the sky. Let's take one more like that. Exhale to the right. Bend to the right corner, swoop across the mat, up to the left, inhale to the center, and take it to the other side. 2 times your breath, moving slow, gentle, controlled. Lots of control in the abs here, feeling into all these corners and sides of the body. These spiraling motions are so good for kind of the massaging into these spaces that we want to activate. Bring the hands through heart center. Hold here 3 breaths. Deep inhales and exhales. Feel that energy come up from the floor to the crown of the head and exhale down the back body. One more deep cycle. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, we'll swoop forward, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, we're going to come back to kneeling. So feet go back, then maybe knees come down. Then we'll slowly lower to the belly. Bring the forehead can come to the mat. Bring the hands off the edge of the mat. So left to right, they're out on the floor. And cup the fingers like you've got a little cupcake underneath each hand. On an inhale, lift the head, the neck, the chest. Hold here, 1 full breath. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower back down. Bring the hands into the side, and we'll come back to table. Curl the toes under, send the hips to the sky. Here we go again. Look forward, step to the front of the mat. Feet about hip width. Hip width. Inhale, half lift. Long, flat back, long neck. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Clasp the hands and let the pointer fingers reach to the sky. Get this little steeple grip. And from here, we're going to start to make small circles with the arms. And we'll start to let the hips join in, widening the circle. Nice and slow and controlled, but let it be easy. And link up your breath. And then you can slowly make this circle smaller and take it in the other direction, starting with the arms first and then letting the hips join in. Nice big circles here. You might even bring your arms in front and feel that side stretch. A few more. We'll come to standing, bring the hands through heart center. 2 breaths here. Ease the shoulders. Relax. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the feet to the back. Bring the knees down. And we'll take the chest all the way down to the ground. Hands can stay right where they're at. We're going to take a baby cobra. So you're feeling into the tops of your feet. On an inhale, lift the forehead, the chin, the chest. If you can, drop your shoulders towards your hips or your elbows towards your hips. Lift your hands. 2 more breaths. Exhale, lower the forehead to the ground. And let's come into child's pose. So pushing back on the knees all the way, hips go to the heels. Few breaths here. If you want to bring your knees as wide as the mat, go ahead and take a wide-legged child's pose. You can also send the elbows towards the edge of the mat and bring the fingertips to touch. Take 3 more breaths in whichever child's pose you chose. After your last exhale, you'll come up. We're going to make our way into Gomukhasana. So the best way to do that is come into table. Take the left leg behind, the left knee behind the right knee, and then we'll sit back. We'll do our best to stack our knees one on top of the other. If this does not work for you, you could sit in a cross-legged seat would be fine. Here I am, my little Gomukhasana legs, sitting up tall. And then because my right knee's on top, I'll take my right elbow, and I'm just going to pat my own back here. So my palm is against my shoulder. And then we'll come up with the other arm on top of the right elbow and just give a little bit of weight here. So you're kind of sending the fingertips down the middle of the back. You can lean the back of your head into your forearm. And now just breathe out the shoulder, the armpit, maybe your knees if that's feeling a lot of tension. We'll unwind this right arm and we'll hug it across the front of our body and use our hand or maybe our forearm to give a little more of a tug here. Couple breaths into the shoulder. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And while we're here, let's take a little twist. So left hand on top of right knee, right hand behind the hip. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, gaze goes over the right shoulder. 2 breaths here. Inhale back to center. And then we can just flip legs, or you could come back to tabletop. And this time, right knee behind left knee. Sit back between the heels. Set yourself up here. Turn this way. My sticky mat. All right, this time, left knee's on top. So right elbow. We're going to pat our back with our left arm, left elbow to the sky, and then right hand on top of right elbow. Nice deep breaths here. And if any of this is too much, just come out of it a little bit. Maybe move into a seat, just a cross-legged seat would be a nice modification. Nice deep breath. Breathe into the armpit. Let go of any tension that's existing. Just give it permission. It's okay. Let go. And then we'll unwind. Bring this left arm across the body. And give it a squeeze. Nice deep exhales at the shoulder head. And we'll take the twist. Right hand on top of left knee. Sit up tall. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder. Feel this nice stretch outside of the left thigh. Inhale, unwind yourself. Let's take ourselves right down to our backs. Knees can be up. Another great inversion here would be candlestick, where you just take your feet to the sky, flex the toes, flex the feet like you're going to stamp your feet on the ceiling, and take a few breaths here. But if you've had enough, then you can just come feet out towards the edge of the sides of the mat. Send the knees in towards one another. Structured resting posture. Hands could be on the belly so you can feel the inhales and exhales. And we'll just take 10 breaths here. Just relaxing, deep inhales and exhales. Either stay right here, eyes closed, enjoying that Shavasana. I'm going to come to a seat and close us out. So this practice consisted of gentle twists, lots of deep breaths, some inversions, and some gentle movements in the neck to stimulate your lymphatic system. So I hope you find some ways to incorporate those things through your day so that you can maintain your health and build your immunity. Have a great day.